Maybe life sucks today. Maybe you think that life is just the worst possible thing that there is. Maybe you think your life is the worst life that there is. You think that it can't get any worse than what it is today. And you just say, I want to give up. Life sucks. Should you give up? I don't think you should. I think you should push through this crappy day. If it's treating you that way, or whatever you have going on, just don't give up. Just keep going on, because what if tomorrow, or what if 1 hour from now, or what if 2 weeks from now, or even a year from now, you finally reach the best version of you, and you give up before you cross that finish line. You give up before you can reach the true potential that you were always meant to reach. You can't do it. That's why you can't give up. You can't say it's just so bad that you're willing to toss it all away because today is the worst day that you've had, or because somebody don't like you, or somebody hurt your feelings, or somebody came into your life and wrecked your life even worse than what it already was. Because let's be honest, a lot of us, we wreck our own lives. We make our own lives a mess by our own dumb decisions. And sometimes we wallow in self-pity. We find a room to sit in, and all we think about is woe is me, poor me, the worst version of me. I'll never be good enough. I'll never be pretty enough. I'll never be handsome enough. I'll never have enough money. I'll never get that job. I'll never finish school. I'm not smart enough. Man, the list goes on. You know what? I can sit here and go on and on, spewing list after list, sentence after sentence of all the what ifs and all the things that if only I had better. But what about the things that you do have better? What about those things in your life that are so good that somebody else is looking at your life saying, if only I had what they had? That's right. There's somebody who's looking at your life right now who's thinking to themselves, if only my life was as good as his life. If only my life was as good as her life. If only I could look like her. If only I could look like him. There's always somebody else who's looking at you thinking you got it better than them. And all you doing is thinking about that you don't have it as good as that other person that you're looking at. That's another problem. We all looking at other people, comparing ourselves to them, and you don't know what they've been through. You don't know what their life was like. And you also probably have some kind of attribute that they wish that they had. You see how this stuff works? We got one life to live. You have one life to live, and it doesn't matter if you're in prison today. It doesn't matter if you did something so stupid yesterday that you're going to wind up in prison for doing it because you already got caught and you got a court case, and now you got to go to court and you know the judge is going to put you in jail. You know what? Before you even get to jail, while you're dealing with your court case, look in the mirror, and say, this is on me. And I'm going to start today fixing my problems and taking responsibility. Right now, for me personally, I don't think I'm at the pinnacle of my life. I think that this is probably a lower point in my life. It's not the best point in my life. I said it before in another video. My cat just passed away. He's been with me and my wife for 15 years. We got other hopes and dreams. Some stuff ain't happening. Some of it's on me. Some of it ain't. Some of it's, outside circumstances that you don't have no control over. Some of it is internal issues. I just know that I'm blessed no matter what. I'm alive. I have opportunity. What more can there be? It's up to me. Even though I'm older, let's say you're older. I'm in my late 40s. It's never too late. When I first got out of prison, I was 28 years old. And looking back, I could have thought that was the worst thing. I lost all my teen years. While everybody else was out partying and everybody else was going to the clubs and messing with this one and that one, I was in prison trying to fight for my life, trying to fight for my sanity, trying to fight for my manhood. And I got out and I'm looking around and I'm thinking to myself, oh man, You know, I don't have a one-up. But when I got out in prison, I realized, I looked around, some of the people who I had grown up with and some of the people who I knew or were familiar with, and looking at society around me, I'm like, well, I ain't doing too bad. I just done 6 straight years in prison. And before that, I had done more years. I had a little interlude, you know, in between, where I did nothing with my time but act like more of an idiot, get myself in more trouble and become more useless. So I went back to prison, wound up doing about a total of 10 years in the state of Louisiana prison system, where I put myself. And when I get back out at 28 years old, I'm looking around thinking, well, I ain't got it so bad. Nobody around me. All these people I'm looking at that have been free, they didn't accomplish nothing. Did I accomplish anything in prison? I didn't do nothing extraordinary. Some people go to prison and get master's degrees. I didn't do that. Some people become, you know, they get notoriety and become the, you know, the next great speaker from prison because their story touched so many hearts. I was just some dude who did stupid stuff. And here I am now. It's what you make it today. You can't keep thinking about everybody else and everything else. When I got home from prison, I got busy living. I did the best I could. You know, I didn't have nobody tell me about the importance of education and college. Let me tell you something about education too. Don't think just because you educated, you better than somebody else. And what does education even mean? People get these college degrees and they think they on some pedestal, and you talk to them and you're like, well, you're pretty dumb. You don't know as much as you think you do. And then sometimes I meet people with college degrees and I'm like, dang, this person's pretty smart. You know, circumstances are circumstances. They are what they are. And these are the stuff that I think about. It's early in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Early in the morning. It's not 9 o'clock yet. It's like 8 something. Some of y'all been working since 5 a.m., 4 a.m. I know, I've been there. I've done that too. But right now, I'm on my way to a meeting with the church team. And sometimes you're like, what's the purpose of this? I just want to be a better person. I want to influence people. And you're always influencing someone around you. You're always influencing somebody around you. You're always able to influence somebody around you. Instead of worrying about the 500 people you think you need to follow you on social media, or nowadays people want 5 million. It's insane, you know, and they look at the 2 people around your life today that you run into, that you're influences. Every day you have an opportunity to influence somebody. Every day you have an opportunity to be influential. But if all you do is worry about the 500 subscribers or 500 followers that you think you need, you're missing the opportunity to drastically impact someone's life that's right next to you. Or maybe you had 5 followers and they're solid and they're looking at you like, dang, I can follow this dude, you know? But you're too busy worrying about everybody else that you think you need to be, you know, influential over. Man, life ain't as bad as we think it is, y'all. It's just not. And that's just a reality check. You need to find somebody in your life who's really going to push you and challenge you and motivate you to the next level of life. You don't want to find somebody in life that's just going to drain you and always tell you, oh, you're so right. Poor you, poor you, poor you. Look, there's a time and place for that. But if you find the right person, they'll be the one to recognize when you're allowed to do that, when you're allowed to complain, when you're allowed to say, you know what, I really got gut punched today. That person in your life will be the person that's, when that moment happens, they're gonna be like, yeah, you're right, you did get gut punched, man. Take a moment and just sit down, bro, get your thoughts together. But they're not gonna be woe is you for every time you get sucker punched. They're gonna recognize that there's certain times where you need the compassion and the understanding and the grace and the mercy. And then they're going to recognize the times when you just need to be pushed on the back and say, dust it off, get up, and let's get going. You know, you got something to do today. You got to accomplish a mountain. You got to climb your own individual mountain. You got your own mountain to climb. I got my own mountain to climb. We all have our own mountains to climb. And listen, the term mountain is just an analogy. You know what it means. You have something in your life that you need to tackle today, tackle this week. Bite-sized chunks. I don't know, 3 most important things. You hear it all from the most influential talkers or people who lived. Genghis Khan conquered more square miles of land than probably any general or ruler in the history of human existence that we know of. obviously, you're not going to wake up today and say, in 2 years from now, I would like to conquer as much land as Genghis Khan. Hey, let's be realistic, have realistic goals. But you know what you could do? You could buy that piece of property that you've been looking at, that vacant lot that you've been looking at, so you can start your business. Or that vacant lot that you've been looking at so you can finally build your home. You can purchase that. You can attack, you know what I mean, a small amount of square footage in your own life. What about the house that you hadn't cleaned? Clean your house. I don't know. I'm just talking. I just wanted to say some stuff this morning. I was just thinking about, what if life sucks? What if life sucks so much you want to give up? I'm telling you, don't give up. Today's not as bad as you think it is. You got this. Put your shoes back on and go do whatever it is you got to do. You know what it is. It's a small task, big task, don't know. You know what it is. You know if you can accomplish it right now and today. So I would advise you to go accomplish it. It doesn't matter where you're at neither. If you know somebody who's in prison, well, you tell them, you know, it's not that bad. What are you doing today in prison that you can better yourself for when you get out? Or what if you never getting out? You could still be influential in prison. See it all the time. Thanks for watching The Pen and the Shank.